guys, it's Liv Sims here, and today I'm going to be showing you my newest build in New Crest, and this is on a 30 by 20 lot in the Fern Park lot, which is like one of the last ones that is kind of on this long, it's not a long street, it's a pretty short street, but it's like kind of the only one on this corner other than the one next to it right over here. And that house is actually not mine. I actually downloaded that from Simlissy, who is another builder that I watch religiously. I've seen every single one of her videos. So I downloaded her home right next to it, and this is kind of my idea of a suburbia type home. It's very much more traditional, but it kind of has like a little bit of a craftsman look to it, just because I did use the Seasons windows in the really sandy, like a sandalwood color, I would say. And I think that they all look really good together. And just an FYI, I am sick. So you're going to hear my voice and it sounds horrible. But I really wanted to get out this build for you guys. So this is what you're getting. This home is a 3-bedroom and 2-bath. One of the bedrooms is the master. And then we have a children's room that is housing 2 twin girls. That was my idea for it. I made the family already, so yeah, that's kind of what I decorated towards. And then I have one other bedroom, and that's actually a nursery. I imagine that this family is still kind of growing and they need some space, and this is definitely one of the most spacious builds I've done. There's a lot of great room to entertain guests as well as spend some family quality time, which I feel like is a really big important factor for this home. So there's a huge living room that ties into also like a little mini office and study. I wanted to have them together that way that, you know, if somebody's on the computer and another person's reading, maybe the girls are watching TV or cartoons or something, it kind of made sense for it just to be this open wide space. So I actually really like this living room. I end up going with really dark browns and some really coastal blues, and I think it really tied everything together. I use these chairs from Cats and Dogs that I absolutely love. I use them quite frequently, and I end up actually using them in the nursery, but in a different swatch. And I just kind of really love this type of style, just very much more darker woods with, you know, white cream colors and some blues and some browns, and it's definitely a little bit more my taste. I didn't really restrict myself with any packs or anything like that. I know it's something that I've talked about doing and I still haven't done it, mostly because I get, you know, I feel like I'm less creative if I'm limited with what I can use. But I do still think it would be a really nice challenge for me. I would probably do a smaller home than this. This is on a 30 by 20 lot, which is typically my favorite lot to build on if I want to build a nice sized home. But the problem with that is, you know, a lot of our base game stuff hasn't been re-swatched. We haven't been given any extra swatches in a lot of the items. So I think that that's kind of where I feel a little bit limited, especially like with, as you saw earlier, I had the shower and tub thing that looks a little bit older, that's base game, and it just has like these horrible swatches to them. Like everything is the same, all of the steel in each swatch is the same shade, so it doesn't really go with anything, and so I didn't really want to use it. But regardless of that, the bathroom came together really nice. I just ended up leaving a tub in there since I figured they're about to have another child, so they're going to need a tub in order to bathe their toddler in. And this is actually the girls' bedroom, and I absolutely love their bedroom. I think that they have such a really cute but simple bedroom to kind of come to. And the 2 girls that I created are just absolutely adorable. They like wear matching outfits but in different swatches, and it's super cute. But for their bedroom, I went a little bit more traditional. I feel like this is a bedroom set that like your parents would pick out and you just kind of have to deal with it, but you know, you could have your own comforter. So I put 1 desk in here, even though there's 2 of them. It was just a really small, awkward sized bedroom that it was already hard to do this. And once they become teenagers, I think they're going to be stuck in the same bedroom. So unfortunately, that's just the way it goes. But I end up giving them both the journals, and I end up just doing one violin instead of the two. I think that it was just kind of a little bit, very matchy, and I didn't want it to look that way. So I end up getting rid of those. I end up getting rid of that. I don't know what they're called. I think they're called it's like a Boy Scout or like a Girl Scout type thing where like everybody can do it. It doesn't matter what gender you are. But the children Sims actually like to play with them and like do adventures and things like that. I haven't really played with that item, so I'm always kind of reluctant to put it in because I'm not really sure how much they enjoy it, but I've seen other people use it and their Sims look really happy. So I don't keep it in here, but I think I'm definitely going to do one for a different bedroom and kind of make it a little bit more of a forest type style bedroom. And their bedroom colors are a little bit more on the darker side. They have these really dark woods with these creams and a lot of white. I kind of use this a little bit, this type of color collection, I guess you would say. I use it very frequently, so I end up throwing some purple in there, and it's not really like a harsh purple, it's like a lilac. And you'll see that in actually the bathroom, which it's the only bathroom you end up seeing. You see very little bits and pieces of it, but there is a screenshot at the end always, so you can always see it through there or just simply download it. It is up on my gallery right now. My builds always go up on my gallery before I post any YouTube videos, so the best way to kind of keep tabs of what I'm building or kind of get a sneak peek is to follow me on there. And my username is livsimbuild7, and it's going to be linked down below so you guys can just go through it through there. But yeah, this is definitely up there right now, and I already test played it, so everything works really well. There's not, like I said before, there's not really that much clutter going on in this bed, in like this whole entire house, to be honest. Not even just this bedroom, but in general. I cluttered up some areas, but not every single area. I feel like this is a little bit more of a simple home, so you're not really going to see, you're not going to need to download, or not download, you don't have to download it and make sure that you have move objects on, because I really don't really fix that many things. I feel like these parents are a little bit more chill, and they just kind of like having nice things everywhere regardless if they have kids, so you're going to see a lot of nice objects, and I think that's probably why the price is so high. But other than that, I put some like knick-knack type things on top of the dresser. I just feel like it looks so weird if I don't, regardless if they clutter a lot. So a lot of these things that you see on here right now, they're not going to be in there in the final, but one of those items will be downstairs somewhere. And this bedroom is a little bit kind of traditional for me. It's something that I do very frequently, and I've been using this bed a lot, and I promise I'm not going to do it anymore. I've been just building a lot of homes for like elderly Sims and things like that, and this bed that came with cats and dogs just kind of fits that like feel to it, so I use it a lot, but you're not going to see much of that going forward. I have some ideas for some builds going on right now, so it's going to be a little bit different. You're going to see a lot of different changes on the channel, which I'm really happy about. It's just going to take me a little bit of time. I am working full time, like I said, and even though I do not mind my job, it's still, a little tiresome sometimes, and right now I'm deathly sick and I wish I wasn't. Just because this video is going to sound horrible. But I do want to get something out, at least for you guys to see, and at least download. If you kind of don't feel like building a huge home, you can download this one and make it your own. And this is the nursery that I was talking about earlier. It's a lot more greens and yellows and browns. I really like the nursery. I think it's really cute, even though it's maybe not the most decorated bedroom. It's just because we don't really have that many objects for babies, but I wish that we did. I know a lot of people were speculating that, babies were going to be free range with the newest update, but instead we got, configurable stairs and some new objects and casts. So I feel like people kind of accept what they're going to get, but I think a lot of people speculate very frequently, and so it kind of throws some people off. For me, that's what I expected too. I feel like babies are such a skipped over life cycle, and it kind of sucks because Sims only live so long, and if you get super attached to your Sim and from like when they're a baby on, like you don't really spend that much time with them as babies. So I thought that they were going to actually make them free range for their anniversary update, but apparently not. So nonetheless, I think that we got some really great added things to it, and you're actually not going to see any of these items in this build. This is a build I did a long time ago, and I mean, it's still definitely my style, but you've seen kind of a lot more of like these country traditional homes on my channel, and while it is something that I really do like to decorate in, I do kind of want to go back to stuff that I like to do, which is more modern things. I do like modern homes, and I do like retro things like that, so you're going to see a little bit more of that, I think, coming forward with the channel. And this dining room, I will have to say, is probably my favorite. Originally, I had this dining room table in the room where the kitchen is, and it just felt really cramped, and the kitchen just felt like so massive that I was like, you know what, we're just going to flip-flop these rooms, and it was the best decision I made because I could fit this beautiful kitchen hut that we got with cats and dogs, and the corner shelf from cats and dogs. The table is from cats and dogs, but I think the chairs are from I think they're from Parenthood. I could be wrong. I think it is also cats and dogs, to be honest. So yeah, there's a lot of that going on. I would say you would need that pack as well as seasons, and I'm trying to think. Parenthood maybe for some items. The kitchen does end up changing around a little bit, and I end up using a different stove and refrigerator just because it just really wasn't working. I felt like I've been using the same oven and refrigerator for every build, so I wanted to do something different, and I ended up putting just a little side table over here, and see, I brought the rooster back and just went very, very kind of traditional. And I feel like this home is a work in progress. The kitchen is not my favorite room, that's for sure. I think that I wanted to do something different than what I normally do, and by doing that I kind of ended up hating it, and I was like, yes, this is why I don't use these objects, because they suck and they look ugly and they just don't go together. But I wanted to keep it a little bit more of, maybe this home is like a fixer-upper, and the family is kind to slowly trying to put this home into like their style. So the kitchen's a little bit dated, but all the bathrooms are kind of nice, and the dining room and the living room, places that they're kind of frequent. And the kitchen is a little bit small. I only end up having these two island chairs, these two bar stools, from cats and dogs, with the two islands, and other than that, they kind of have to sit in the dining room to eat. But I feel like with such a big family, you would want to eat in the dining room just because it'd be a lot easier than just kind of consistently messing up the kitchen. But I think that's a little bit too much for the Sims to like think about it that deeply. But in terms of style, I'm not really thinking about the way that style works in like the real world, and how function and ability to kind of use things kind of play hand in hand with style. This is just very much, I'm thinking about, how do the Sims play? How does the game run with objects, and does this make sense? Can they fit everywhere? I don't like downloading homes where my Sim can't walk anywhere, can't use any of the objects, because somebody decided to put so many like move objects everywhere and just kind of clutter it. I like it to be free range, and kind of your Sims feel like they can breathe. They don't feel like they're claustrophobic in their home. So that's the same thing kind of going on with here. And again, you will not see the Moschino stuff pack in this build, just because at this point I didn't have it and it didn't exist. So you're not really going to see any of that stuff for a while. So you're going to see me kind of use these picture frames and blowing them up and stupid stuff like that. But it's definitely changed for sure. I think that stuff pack has really changed kind of the way that we look at like photographs within The Sims. Although we already had objects that kind of did the same thing, the picture frames, I mean, have changed the game for sure. So for the front and the back, you're not going to see actually me put in any wallpapers or sliding. I literally wanted to like break the game because it wasn't letting me put some type of detail that I wanted to put in it, in the roof and within the walls outside, and it just wasn't letting me. And I was frustrated for like an hour trying to make it happen, and it was just not happening. And I even looked on Reddit, and everybody on Reddit was like, yeah, this sucks. So I didn't even get into it, but in my head there should be a white bar right between the sliding and where that pebble thing is on the roof. And for whatever reason, you can't use it on everything. If you have too many roofs kind of going on, they kind of get in the way and it won't let you place it down. I think that's the dumbest thing in the world, but it's The Sims and we play the game and we pay them money to make it, so there's nothing really I can do about it. But a lot of the landscaping actually does change. I was going to keep it kind of minimal and not really do as much, but I just kind of got lost in it. Like right here, I was like, you know what, it just needs some type of flowers. Like this kind of looks ridiculous. So I think if you want the landscaping to look exact, you would need island living and romantic garden stuff. And let me tell you, when this is like my favorite landscaping that I've ever done in a house, I am not kidding. Like it just looks so beautiful. I use these rose wall hedges that came with romantic garden stuff, and I did it in like this really sherbet orange type shade, and use these huge grassed flowered things that we get with island living in like the really blushy pink color. And I mean, I just put some rose bushes in there, some daisies and some thistle, and it just comes together so beautifully. It's very pink and orange, but it's very pretty. I really love it. I think that the sherbet and the orange really kind of brings out that sandy color that I was looking for. Now, the only thing is that the landscaping doesn't look this good in fall. So the title of this is kind of like it doesn't really make sense, but when I see this home, I see autumn, and I feel like it's definitely got me in the mood for all of the awesome fall things that you can do. And so other than that, the landscaping comes together quite quickly after I kind of figure out the combination of plants that I want to consistently use over and over again. So I do cut out a lot of it, but there is actually a lot of landscaping within this build that I did. And then the backyard, it's a little bit bland. There's not really a lot going on, and I think it's just because it is a 30 by 20 lot. I think if I would have had a 40 by 30, it might have been too much, but I think I could have made it work. There might have been a pool. For this one, there was room for a pool, but I wanted to have an outdoor seating area. There's so many places to sit and eat in this house, but I feel like their family is growing pretty big, so they need, when they have people over, everybody has somewhere to sit within the home. So I ended up putting this outdoor seating area, and we get it with, it's not cool kitchen stuff, is it? Or outdoor patio stuff. I don't know. Patio stuff, something weird. It's one of those. I use that, and it's like a cellophane, plasticky, rubber umbrella, which I love, and I did in the pink swatch, and I gave the children this monkey bar set, even though there is like a park nearby this lot. I gave them that, and then just like this really cute, it looks very like fairy garden type style seating area outside. But other than that, this is the entire build, and I really hope you guys like this. Definitely give it a comment down below and a like, and let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!